How do you start a podcast? Some people have that question. I've been asked that several times. And how you get started is you need basic equipment to do recording, of course. If you have an iPhone, you can get away with doing a podcast. The reason why some people don't use iPhones particularly is because of the quality, and you're sacrificing. Uh, it sounds a little chintzy or cheesy, but in all reality, that's all you need. And people have produced successful podcasts on just iPhones and very little that costs um, not that much. So you can do it for the bare minimum of that. Now, if you decide to go a little more, you can spend under $100 on equipment, on a microphone, USB microphone, or if you have a mixer, putting it through a mixer, that's a little complicated. But if you just want a mic that will plug into your computer, you can use the AT2020 by Audio-Technica or Audio-Technica ATR 2100, I think it is, around $50. You can get a pod mic by Rode for about $99, or you can go up from that. And it's all a matter of what your preferences are. Then you need to edit it. In some cases, unless you're really good, you can just do it in one take, which I can't. Sometimes can't even do a video in one take. But editing can be done by inserting it into your computer and using a program. You can use Audacity, which is a free program. If you have a Macintosh, you can use GarageBand, or you can use an audio program editor. And editing can be as simple as just editing out the little blurps and mistakes, or it could be as tedious as inserting post production pre-roll bumper music at the beginning of the theme. And matter of fact, you can contact me if you want a theme. I can customize one for you. And there's plenty of royalty-free music you can use. And some people prefer that, and that's because it identifies the beginning of your show. And why do you think AT&T and different companies use these little, even three-note song or tones that they use for their commercials? Because it gets your attention and you know who they are. And your own theme can identify you that way. And then you'll need a host. You'll need a podcasting host. And there's plenty of internet distributors to go by. There's a couple free ones you can start with. You can start with Podbean for a free subscription, or Spreaker for their free subscription, or even Buzzsprout. These are the three that I would recommend. Spreaker is what I'm on. But the limitations are that if you get the free program, it's limited to how long you can record and how long they keep it up for. So like if you're not paying anything, if it's free, you might only get 5 hours of broadcast up at any one given time. Or some do it for 90 days. They put it up, and you're limited to 2 hours of broadcasts per month or something like that. Each of them have their own restrictions. If you pay for a plan, you can pay for it. It's a little more expensive, but you can do that, and that's what's preferred, because then you get an RSS feed, which feeds to all the distributions. You don't want to sit there and try to submit all your stuff to all the podcast players. You want to do it in one forum and let them distribute it for you, and you could do that through RSS feeds that they share, and then the platforms pick it up, like Spotify and iHeart, and then the little players that all submit the podcasts to. And if you want podcasts to stay up for a while, the episodes to stay up. An episode is individual shows within your podcast, but some people call it podcasts for every show. Generally speaking, they're episodes, and your episodes are numbered, but not particularly in a title. It's just like this, number 1, number 2, number 3, and you can have hundreds. I have hundreds of episodes out there on all the distributions that stay up there as long as I'm subscribed to a host. And I think there's some hosts that you could pay for that have it put up all the time and never come down. So there's always different ways to do it. But to start, these are the 3 things that you need, and that's the essentials. You need some kind of equipment, some kind of microphone to record in, either into or through, and you need editing or computer or something in order to edit your work, confine it a little bit, and then a host. And then you can do a podcast. All the rest of it, that takes a little more to talk about, and I'm not going to do that here. I just wanted to talk about the 3 things you need, and the rest of it takes a little more explanation. How to format your show, how to title it, the best formats, the best practices. That's for another time. Subscribe to my channel. Mostly I do the conspiracy stuff, but once in a while I throw you some practical advice.